Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire, welcome to Arnold HoloNet News, the only news you'll ever need because you have no other choice. Today, we got a couple of big things to talk about with a recent update for new players, which is huge. Free Dark Trooper and free Moff Gideon for new players to come to Galaxy is unheard of. And Gary, Larry, can you guys bring it on down? We also got a little bit of an early accidental leak for what is the next character coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and we see it right back here. Echo is going to be the 4th Bad Batch unit, and it seems like we might not be getting a 5th member to the Bad Batch, or at least Crosshair might not be coming. The Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We got a couple things to show that. Let's actually talk about the Bad Batch stuff first. Gary, bring him on over to the game real quick here. We were originally expecting that we were going to kind of build off of Season 7 of the Clone Wars. We got Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Crosshair, and of course, Echo is added shortly at the very end of the Bad Batch arc. Well, there's a good chance that Crosshair might not be coming to the Bad Batch. I guess maybe it's going to be based off the Bad Batch TV show, and there's a lot of leaks and spoilers out there that I won't talk about in this video right here, but we might not be getting Crosshair as the 5th member, which would be unfortunate, and it kind of begs the question, who, or if there was, maybe there won't be, will there be a 5th character being brought to the Bad Batch? Maybe we'll see throughout the show. My suspicion is Capital Games got kind of early access or early sneak peek to how the Bad Batch storyline is going to progress, and they kind of implemented that into Galaxy. I gotta say though, Echo's helmet looks pretty dang cool. We also have one other thing to point out in case the graphic is not enough for you. This was found in the Google Play Store. Big shout out to Kadar La Poet as well as Paco Bauer. There's a little article inside the iOS App Store which further confirms that Echo will be coming. 4 members of the Fierce Clone Strike Team have been added to the tactical strategy game Star Wars Galaxy Heroes as unlockable characters. Bad Batch characters synergize well with other clone troopers. Build your squad and start blasting away at your arena ranking. Well, I don't know if they're going to be great for arena, but Echo, here's the big part. Echo is available starting today in a week-long marquee event, and I'm assuming they're basing this article off May the 4th, which is coming tomorrow. So we got a little early sneak peek. Bad Batch, the next character we're getting is Echo. Kit reveal will be on May 4th, so stay tuned for full kit reveal details on this right here. And the next thing I want to talk about here is some big changes coming to new players. As you guys may recall, in the road ahead not too long ago, we got some confirmation that the developers are looking into ways to making the free-to-play experience a lot more enjoyable for people, and this kind of really hits home for me. And actually, it's actually funny we bring this up because I actually updated my review on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you guys want, I did it on live stream, and I urge the developers to hear me out here. I think this game is a 4 out of 5 stars easily. You can read my full review here if you guys want to check it out, but I think we're starting to make work to help the new players out, and ideally, I'm hoping they make some better free-to-play player changes, because I can speak from personal experience and a lot of people in my family who try to pick up Galaxies, but the new player experience and the free-to-play experience is just not inviting, and you really gotta love Star Wars extremely a lot to stick through the crazy grind on things that haven't changed over the course of the several years Galaxy Heroes has been around. We'll talk more about other things I'm hoping they're gonna change, but I just want to bring up that rating because I haven't updated my review since 2018, and I've been playing this game since 2015, so I was long overdue for an update. I think the game is getting a lot better recently, but I think there's definitely could be a few more changes to really help the new player free-to-play experience, and I'll update this to 5 stars if some of those things get addressed. But here we go. Couple of big things. We kind of got a teaser that they want to start replacing the brand new characters that you get when you're a first-time player. Now, as I said, don't get me wrong, Clone Sergeant, Ewok Scout, Royal Guard, Farm Boy, Luke, Jedi Counselor, you all got a special place in my heart when I first started back in 2015. But in 2021, a few issues that I brought up to Capital Games, that I brought up in videos, and I urge Capital Games for a friendly discussion with me privately, or check out my previous videos in my free-to-play series where I urge the developers to fix a few issues. One of them was the new starting characters that you start off. When you're playing a new Star Wars game, you want to start collecting heroes that were big, meaningful, iconic, and a Jedi Counselor, Ewok Scout, Clone Sergeant really just do not cut it, especially in 2021. So this is a huge change. Basically, they're swapping out those old starter characters for this right here. Jedi Counselor is being taken out for Jedi Anakin. I mean, top 10 most iconic character in Star Wars easily. Clone Sergeant, I love you, buddy, but we're getting Ahsoka Tano. Fantastic. Clone Wars Chewbacca being swapped out for Obi-Wan and Old Ben Kenobi, which is great because it leads up to a couple legendaries out there. Luke Skywalker Farm Boy will remain, which is fine. Luke Skywalker Farm Boy is kind of needed for Commander Luke Skywalker Downward. Not a great character, but at least it's iconic. At least have iconic characters. I played Galaxy Heroes for good characters, cool characters, not for the Royal Guards out there. Ewok Scout coming out for Scavenger Ray. Royal Guard being replaced by Kylo Ren Unmasked. Talia, this one blows my mind. They are going to give people for free at the start of their Galaxy Heroes journey Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper. Moff Gideon's already a Cantina farmable character, and he's amazing. Definitely one of the top characters in this game. Top 20% character, easily, maybe even higher if I had to kind of think a little bit harder. But this is a fantastic plug-and-play character. Dark Trooper is one of my favorite marquee characters in a long time in this game, and we also got an early sneak peek how the Dark Trooper will be farmable. It looks like they're going to be coming on a farmable node sometime around the corner, and they also changed the unlock levels for Talia and Lando Calrissian. Not really important, but whatever. They did it anyways. And you may have already seen we got some art changes. You may already see the update inside of your Google Play Store now or iOS apps. So if you do not see it, on May 4th, they will force an update, and you're going to see some UI changes as well as some character portrait stuff. And the reaction has been a little bit mixed. The portraits look a little bit weird, but things like Jedi Knight Anakin look a little bit better in the face, and Jedi and Farm Boy look a little bit more iconic to Mark Hamill out there. It seems to be a mixed bag, but I appreciate Capital Games taking the time and effort to try to add a new level of flavor, a new coat of paint to some of these iconic characters, which are going to be the new starting characters inside of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And we also, if you are not a new player coming and you're someone like my free-to-play account, which has been playing for about 5 months now, you are not going to miss out on these new characters. Like, for example, I do not have Moff Gideon on my free-to-play account. You will be getting these starter characters if you did not have them already. So, for example, my free-to-play account, I don't have Jedi Knight Anakin on lock, or Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ray Scavenger, or Moff Gideon. They're going to give you those characters for free. So take advantage of them. These characters for sure, you're going to want to use them for a long time. Fantastic Imperial characters inside this game. However, players who have these characters unlocked will not receive the shards or shard stop currency for these characters. So on my pay-to-play account, my main account, I already got a 7-star Gideon. I'm not going to get any extra shards. Fantastic for new players out there who do not have these characters. Great. That's one of the many problems I think they're starting to address out there. And I'm hoping they don't stop here and they keep moving forward. And they're also going to be shuffling some shards for new players as well. In the early game, we're going to be dropping Ray Scavenger early, Ahsoka Tano, Dark Trooper. Looks like there might be another node. I don't expect it, but Dark Trooper will be farmable on light side hard battle 1C. That is incredibly early to farm this character. Kylo Ren Unmasked, oddly enough, they're putting on a dark side too. I think the Cantina node is more than adequate, especially if it comes with his ship as well. Whatever, they're doing that. They're dropping Ewok Scout a little bit lower, not really that important of a character. Moff Gideon, besides having a Cantina node, he's also going to have a hard node farm as well. So this character is already there's one of those characters you guys are going to want to have. And Clone Sergeant, not really that important, but they're moving it up to 5C. Dark side, we're getting Jedi Anakin Charge, Obi-Wan Kenobi, more Jedi Anakin. A lot of places to farm Jedi Anakin aside from just the Cantina. And they're also bringing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Clone Wars Chewbacca down a little bit. I don't know why they're moving Clone Wars Chewbacca. And they're actually... Another problem, I want to try to save all my ideas here, but they're reshuffling the stores very minor. They're bringing Stormtrooper Han out of Squad Arena into Cantina Battle. It's very odd they picked only that character and moved it to Cantina. Personally, I think it's a lot easier to farm characters out of the Squad Arena compared to the Cantina. So in some way, I feel like he's going to be a little bit slower of a farm, minorly slower. I feel like I can farm characters faster out of Squad Arena than the Cantina table, but let's just stop here for a moment. We have physical proof that you're able to shuffle shards around in the store. I really hope they do this for other characters. I know they said way back when they have no intentions to updating the stores. It would be great to see older characters that have been farmable on a hard node be shuffled into the Squad Arena store or the Cantina Battle store or things like the Fleet store or Guild store. Just show all this stuff at once. The randomness involved with the shards popping up is extremely annoying. I've been sitting at a tie advance at 78 out of 80 shards for 1 to 2 weeks now because tie advance is just not showing up inside of the fleet shipment. So I would love to see more shard shuffling so we can catch up on older farmable characters, as well as not having the randomness of what shards show up and what shards do not. So we see it's possible. It's a weird random on a Stormtrooper hunt, but we see that they can do it. There's also an update to the quest system. We actually saw it today. As you knock out quests, you get a nice little UI progress bar. Let's hope they can implement some sort of progress bar for galactic challenges, as well as conquest, where you got to chase after turn meter removal or other healing feats or of some sort. We see they could do some other UI stuff. Let's hope they add that to other important game modes out there. And one more thing I want to point out here. It's kind of ironic. On my free-to-play account, Gary, can we bring him on over? On my free-to-play account, I officially reached level 84, and I was able to finally get access to the multi-sim tool. However, with this update, you no longer have to wait till level 84 and 3-star all the challenges to get the multi-sim. They are finally bringing the multi-sim functionality for everyone who's playing the game. You no longer have to wait several months. It took me 5 months, basically, to get to level 84 and finally get access to this multi-sim tool right here. This is another great change. Another thing I brought up, it's really annoying that you have to wait 10 minutes in between battles to get your gear. And furthermore, I want to take this one step further. I think they need to get rid of the sim tickets. It's so sad seeing how many people get turned off in this game. They're starting up, they're excited to collect these characters, but they run out of sim tickets. Now, the sim ticket grind, I promise you guys, once you get past level 60, the sim ticket grind is no longer a problem. However, from getting to level 1 to level 60, I kind of consider this the newborn baby stage. The first few days, weeks of this baby growing up, it's some of the most delicate stages for the child's upbringing and moving into the future. I see that to be the same exact thing for players trying to reach level 60, and the sim ticket grind is extremely annoying, and I know way too many people from my personal life who just put the game down because the sim tickets were just way too annoying. I think at this point in Galaxy Heroes, let's take the sim tickets out. It's not a pay-to-play mechanism. Once you get past level 60, you're gonna have hundreds of thousands of those stockpiled up. I think it's gonna be a huge quality of life update for newer players to not have to worry about sim tickets. So Capital Games, that's one of the many things I hope you guys implement inside this game. And of course, if you saw my review, I left 4 out of 5 stars. I think we also see a lot of other changes to things like gear farming. It's a huge grind, and it's another one of those things that's really annoying. The shard farming has not been a problem as much as the double drops for accelerated characters. I've been loving it. As you guys may have seen, if you keep track of my free-to-play account series, we're 5 months in, and we practically have all the first order at 7 stars already. And it's just a matter of gear at this point, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting to get some gear alleviation, especially the gear grinds that have been going on since 2015, 2016. There hasn't been really any real alleviation of that gear grind. So I'm hoping with these changes they're bringing in, they're also going to be bringing some gear changes as well, because that's another huge problem for early game players or just free to play in general. It's extremely annoying to deal with. And one more positive thing here is that there's going to be a title update coming around very shortly, and they're going to be bringing things like new squad management tools. And I hope they're going to bring squad management for fleets inside of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So I'm loving these changes here. As my review said, the new player experience is getting a little bit better recently, but I think there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. I urge Capital Games to check out my previous videos, going in depth on these issues a lot more. And there's a lot more issues I pointed out in previous videos. These are just a couple of highlights that kind of relate to the topic at hand here, or feel free to reach out and I can give you a lot of first-hand experience on how to make that new player experience a little bit better without having to worry about giving everything out for free. There's a lot of quality of life things and some other farming and gear changes that I think will go a long way for new players, because the game really hasn't seemed to grow that much this past year. It's been pretty much the same exact population for a while, but I think if we fix these problems, we can really make that early game experience a lot better for people. But I'm going to leave it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be the conclusion of our Arnold HoloNet news. Thank you so much for coming by today. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below on all your thoughts about the Bad Batch characters, the little early teaser that we got there, or your reaction to the new characters, portraits, as well as these new changes for the early game experience. Thank you so much for watching. And oh, of course, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. I'll see you guys later. Gary, Larry, roll out that outro.